Whew, those highlights are fantastic, but so is the man that made the highlights. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome in a man that you might have to start calling White Lightning or Flight White with how blazing fast you see him run the 40-yard dash in this month's combine. This man was one of the top running backs in the Pac-12, where he rushed for over 1,300 yards, scored 19 touchdowns, and averaged an eye-popping 6.5 yards per carry over his 14 games in his career at Arizona State. Not just that, but my man threw in 48 receptions for nearly 2,000 all-purpose yards and made opposing defenses look absolutely silly out there. In 2021, this man accounted for 30% of the Sun Devils' yardage and 35% of their touchdowns. The man ready to take the NFL by storm. It is Mr. Rachaad White. How's it going, man?
How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. I'm pumped to have you on. You're a very exciting player. I'm ready to watch you do big things in the NFL this coming season. Before we get started just with your career a little bit, I got to ask you, this is a fantasy football centric podcast that we do here. Do you play fantasy football at all?
Nah, I don't play it, but I got a lot of buddies that do.
I'm sure a lot of your buddies will be drafting you.
Too. They take it very serious.
It does get pretty crazy. But back to you, though, man. So you grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, attending Center High School. And my first question to you, are you a Kansas City Chiefs, or did you grow up a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
Yeah, I always root for the home team. It's only right.
Hey, my man, I'm right there with you. I got my Chiefs hat right here. Big Kansas City Chiefs fan as well. But the part that I'm interested in is, so obviously crushing on the gridiron. You're a Class 3A All-State player, doing your thing on the football field. But I also read you were apparently a better basketball player than a football player. Is that true?
I don't know. It was a toss-up.
What were you averaging in high school as far as your points per game?
I wasn't too crazy. I averaged 18 or so.
Woo! I mean, 18 points a game and all those touchdowns you were scoring in high school. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. But okay, so you're playing high school ball, doing your thing, but eventually you decide your senior year, you ball out. You go to Nebraska Kearney, if I'm saying that correctly. Kearney. And you played there as or you redshirted as a true freshman, and then you go to Mount San Antonio College as a sophomore. I'm curious, what was recruiting like your senior year when you were playing your high school ball?
I don't know. It was kind of dry. I mean, nobody wasn't really kind of coming around or trying to mess with a lot of guys on my team, and we was really good, and a lot of us had a lot of potential. So it was I don't know. It was tough. It was you was wondering why nobody come around. Is there something wrong? Things like that. But I don't know. It ended up having Division II. We had a good amount of guys go Division II or whatever, and we were just blessed to get anything.
I mean, a lot of those schools were missing out on the talent that you obviously showed, but then eventually that kind of reared itself when you went to Arizona State. Your first season there, you left your mark. You rushed for 420 yards and 5 touchdowns on 42 carries, another 151 through the air and a touchdown. You also, I don't know if you knew this, you became the first Arizona State player to lead the team in both rushing and receiving yards since 1949 in your first year. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
And then obviously your senior year, you come out there, rush for over 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns on 182 carries. You also caught nearly 50 passes for over 400 yards, another touchdown. In between, you're trucking guys, leaving them on skates, dropping touchdowns like they're going out of style. Was the season a blur for you?
I don't know. Honestly, the season it just kind of went by super fast. I just said that today when I was at training. Just life just kind of seemed like it was just flying by. Like I said yesterday, felt like it was really just kind of Monday or the week was just starting, and now you all the way, into Thursday. So, I mean, I don't know. The season it just kind of went by fast. We was, having a lot of fun. We, had some tough games that we lost, but I was just enjoying, playing one last time with my guys and my brothers, and that was really kind of it.
What was it like playing for Coach Herm Edwards at Arizona State?
For me, it was just awesome. I'm pretty sure for a lot of guys, it was great and awesome as well. I mean, he's just a great guy. Um, just so like he's just everything you want in your coach. Just a leader, and that's just the biggest thing. He's just like a natural born leader, and just the things he say, it's like yeah, like you really feel it, and you can really tell like he's about what he say, and he's very passionate at what he do.
Did he once tell you guys you play to win the game? Did he do that at all?
Yeah, yeah, he always did that. That's one of his favorite things to say, and it's crazy because before I came here at Arizona State. I was at Mount Sac, and I had a coach saying that same thing, like a kind of elderly coach, military, like same kind of like background as Coach Herm, and he will always say that same thing, like you play to win the game, and just things like that. It was like crazy. Then I
Yeah.
got here, and Coach Herm, that's his favorite line, and he always say that, and it was just a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's that famous quote of his, like, you see the press conference when he said it, and it's cool that he still kept using that to this day. Uh, but of course, after your time at Arizona State, you're now getting ready for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And bro, you crushed it at the combine. I know you don't need me to tell you that. 4.48 40, 38-inch vertical jump. You obviously had a great Senior Bowl too. What was the whole experience so far been like for you?
For me, it just been fun. Just kind of, like I said, same thing. Just I take it, you know, one step, one day at a time. I just try to enjoy, like, have fun, enjoy this process, because it's just a great opportunity. And you only get the opportunity once, I only get one draft combine. I only get, one recent Senior Bowl. I only get one pro day. So, it was really big on, I was focused on just having fun, enjoying it, going out there and just kind of, do what you've been doing your whole life and all the work and the hard work you put in and just trusting the process and just trusting, you know, um, your preparation, just trusting the training that I did.
All right. Well, Rachaad, we've been talking for almost 8 minutes, so I feel like we're friends now. I got to ask you, this whole process, were you like at all surprised with how well you did? Was it what you were expecting, or is it kind of somewhere in between?
I honestly was just like, yeah, I mean, I was kind of in between. Felt like I could have did better in certain aspects of some things I did. I mean, obviously, I feel like I could have ran faster. I mean, I feel like I'm faster than what I ran. Just things like that. Just kind of me as a competitor. But at the end of the day, like I said, I was just grateful, blessed to have this experience and just to go through this. And like I said, in the day, just having fun and understanding, the opportunities that life is bringing.
Yeah, and one of the things, just kind of researching a little bit more about you. Obviously, you're getting serious buzz right now, potentially being a second day pick in the NFL draft. People talking about your pass catching ability, your elusive running ability. But one thing I read was the Arizona Cardinals. You talk with them, and they said one of the things that people should know about you is your attention to detail, which I think is not a lot of answer or an answer that a lot of guys are saying. And I thought it was a very unique answer. Could you tell me what more you meant by that?
I just feel like sometimes this game is broken down into like detail. I feel like the guys that obviously last the longest in the league is not always the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, or the most talented. Is the guys that pay attention to, the little things. They do the little things right. They pay attention to detail. They just have so much knowledge and they just want to be, fundamentally sound, technique, and a lot could go into little details, but I mean, I want to play football for a very long time. This kind, this is what I want to do. This has been my life for a minute. I love football, and I mean, obviously, I'm going through this process, but I just like I said at the end of the day, know what I'm really trying to accomplish with my high goals and high expectations I have for myself. And I just feel like the little details can carry you a long way and keep you playing longer than your talent and things like that.
So you kind of bring up a kind of a transition where you're talking about wanting to play for a long time. Do you like the way that the running backs have started to become used in today's NFL compared to 10, 15 years ago, where it used to be one guy, and now you see two, sometimes even three guys splitting and people's careers lasting longer? Do you personally prefer the bell cow approach, or do you like the committee style where you can kind of have a longer career, maybe less hits on your body as the years start wearing on?
I prefer wherever the coach prefer.
I like
That's
it. Good
kind of
answer.
how I am. I pride myself on being able to do everything as a bell cow would, be able to do. So that way, obviously, it ain't like no knock on me coming out the game. It's just, coach's system, and he want to keep guys fresh and rotate, and that's how I was at Arizona State for a minute. And I mean that's why I just say so I work on every aspect of my game. I don't want to have no knock on my game, and honestly, like I said, I just prefer wherever coach prefer. Obviously, you want to be healthy and be as fresh as possible, but I mean, you want to win as a competitor, and you know, some guys in their mind, you feel like you're the best, and you can make a play, you can, do this, and that. So, you don't want to come off the field, of course, but at the same time, it's probably wise. That's why you have a coach.
Right, right. Well, I know you're not going to tell me where you would prefer to go. I know you'll take any team that would draft you. I understand that for sure. So my question to you is, if you had to pick one jersey in the NFL that you'd be like, man, seeing myself in this jersey, forget the team context, forget everything, but you're like, this is the sickest jersey in the league. Do you have one?
Trying to think.
Like the Dolphins teal, like the Ravens black. Uh, I mean, the Chiefs red is not bad at all, of course, but
I'm dead. Now the Chiefs red look good. I don't know. I think Seattle be looking good. I like Seattle. It looks good. I don't know. It's a good amount of jerseys. I feel like look clean and look good. Honestly.
what
Uh,
about the Jacksonville mustard?
no, I'm probably not a big fan of that.
I can respect that. One last thing I want to ask you before we get to the last question here. Who was your idol growing up? Like, was it Jamal Charles? Since you were a Chiefs fan, was he the running back that you watched the most of, or was it somebody else?
Oh yeah. I liked the JC a lot growing up. I also liked it. Le'Veon Bell, Arian Foster, just guys like that. That was very good at catching the ball out the backfield, and just being able, just guys that was able to do everything, break long runs. They had the complete package, had the complete skill set, things like that with running back. So growing up for sure, I would say them three.
That's a great group for sure. Rachaad, we're gonna get you out of here on this. It's a little triple play rapid fire, this or that style questions. First one that comes to your mind. All right.
All right,
Arizona State yellow or red?
yellow,
All right. Pea ice or fart fire?
P ice
No hesitation. Do you sort by price or by rating?
by rating.
Uh, would you rather listen to a crying baby or a barking dog all night?
Crying baby.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. All right. Sandpaper as toilet paper or hot sauce as eye drops?
Hot sauce is eye drops.
All right. Would you rather clog the toilet in the locker room or on a first date?
Locker room.
All right. Last one. I start at the 10-yard line. You start obviously at the normal yard line. For running a 40, who wins?
I do.
I got a 10-yard head start.
Yeah, I win.
Whew, that was with confidence too, man. I don't know about that. We might have to see. I don't know, but anyway, man. Hey, Rachaad, you're the man. I'm really looking forward to seeing your name called in next month's draft. Anything you want to leave our audience with? Any kind of projects you're doing, or anything that you want anybody to check out?
Nah. I don't really have nothing really going on. I just train, but I just appreciate you guys for having me on. Of course. Very honored, very grateful. I'm pretty sure you add my social medias if anybody want to follow me or whatever. They can do that, or want to hit me up or so. We can see how that goes. But thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks again, Rachaad. And do you have your suit picked out for next month?
No, not yet. I'm kind of working on that.
I love it, man. Looking forward to seeing your name called. Everybody make sure you follow Rachaad White on his socials. Great follow. He's a great guy, and he's going to be taking this league by storm, tearing it up. So thank you again, Rachaad. Really appreciate you, man.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.